Thank you, Simon, and thank you, CSharpCorner, for giving us this opportunity to share our thought and also share our knowledge on this improving code quality using AI and GitHub Copilot. So, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are now. So, welcome to our session on improving your code quality and performance using AI and GitHub Copilot. My name is Rizwan Ansari. I'm currently working as an application development manager at Tech One Global, where I'm deeply involved in software development, leading software development and delivery quality. So we are in the era where it is dominated by AI, and we have been hearing lots of buzzword. I mean, the word has become very common for us, especially like ChatGPT, OpenAI, Copilots. So we find its presence almost every facet of our life, from our daily systems to the tools we use. Irrespective of any domain, like we have the tool available in medical domain, medical services, construction business, marketing, sales, educations, everywhere. So we can sense AI in its sector, and AI has become a silent force and taking all over the manual and repetitive activities. AI has built this algorithm which can learn on the data and do the activities for us. So it's seamlessly integrated with our daily routines, recommending our product services and so on. So breadth of AI applications has expanded and touched virtually every product and service. And we will see in the coming days, or now even we are seeing almost every product is coming with AI features or AI services. Now, if you say tech companies are relentless journey, they are exploring the vast potential and incorporating the capabilities of AI into solutions to, scale up the user experience. This brings us to the particular exciting prospect, and we'll see the immense impact of AI, especially in software development. No, we might have known like AI has mostly affected or health, we can say it has significant impact on IT business mostly. No, in fact, AI can become our co-pilot in every phases of development, starting from building, testing, deployment, managing, updating, and we have a GitHub Copilot, which we will see more about it. Now, at the same time, maintaining code quality has become another very important concern in the world of Gen AI, especially in the software development where the AI has impact hugely. At the same time, it is very important for us to maintain the code quality, to maintain the performance, and we will see now in next 30 to 40 minutes. We'll take a closer look on each of these tools and understand their features, explore some of the real use cases. I'll guide you how, even we will guide you how to get started, and whether you are a seasoned developer or just a fresher or a student, we have something for you in this session. We'll deep dive into the use of AI and GitHub Copilot, especially for code quality and performance improvement. So here is the agenda. Today we are going to explore how AI, particularly GitHub Copilot, can be a game changer in the software development process. This session is designed to give you the practical insight, not only the theoretical, and we'll leverage how AI can write a better code, identify the bugs, enhance the software performance, uh, improve the code quality. We'll also dive into the AI-driven code assistant, exploring the capabilities, how GitHub Copilot, and we'll also demonstrate how it can streamline our coding practices. So I'll not take much time. We'll just these are the agenda. Like we will be talking about the impact of AI on software development. Then we will talk about GitHub Copilot and capabilities. We'll do how to get started. We'll do some practical demos. We'll do some hands-on improving the code quality and performance with some real-world examples. So I'm excited to share this journey with you, and I encourage you to think about it, how these tools and techniques can be applied in your daily works. Now, AI and software development. AI has augmented the software development. Throughout my career, I have got privilege to work on the various projects, and I know the importance and criticality of code quality, performance, how it impact the user experience, and how it impact the software business. So I'm really passionate on this field, and this is which I try to explore AI and how we can use it on the improving AI, especially the code quality and performance. Now, AI will impact every phases, as I said earlier, starting from analysis. Like if we have a requirement, we can use AI algorithm, AI tool to analyze the requirement, convert that requirement into the software design. Then we can use the AI automations in analyzing code generation, system design, error detection, bug fixings, documentation, testing, deployment, and all these activities are related with the code quality, with the quality and performance. It also helps us to scan the security threat, vulnerabilities, and not only that, we have seen like most of the software which were developed are developed still on the old versions of the code, or even we are many developers which are when they are writing the code they will go and search something from the internet which are still on the older version. Now AI can help them to convert those into the latest versions, even different languages. So importance of code quality, let's talk about why code quality is so crucial in the software development. When we speak about the code quality, we do actually mean essentially the code quality refers to the characteristic that make your code easy, more efficient, and ready to adapt for the future changes. High quality code is typically defined by several key factors. Among them, I can say like readability, maintainability, scalability, testable, efficient. So readability is all about how other or even you after coming several years how you can understand your code, or how your colleagues or someone else can understand your code, the way you write, the function name, the naming convention, the pattern. Now when we talk about maintainability, it's say about uh, how easy is to modify those functions or extend without breaking the part of the system. Scalability involves when we are writing the code uh, over the year, or even after the launch, the number of heat can grow, or it can increase the loads. So the software should be ready or should be able to cope with those demand when the application hit goes. And efficiency is all about writing the code that performs your task easily, uh, utilize the resources wisely. And we have known consequences of poor code quality. We have seen a lot of examples sometime even in the news, like because of some poor code quality, company has to go through a massive loss in when they launch their software. User experience goes bad, it affect their brand values. And we have known the we have enough information how it impact the software, or even if the user who are using it. So such incidents highlights the importance of writing high quality code. It's not just about the making the easier life easier for developers. It's also about the trustworthy about end users. Now these are some factors and attribute. Actually, if we say there is no any special factors or measures for the code quality, but some of the things that attribute we can think about it is clarity and readability. Meaning when we are writing any functions or class or methods, we should make sure that we are following proper naming convention, we are giving the proper name, we are following the proper formatting, we are documenting it well. Maintainability is all about easy to bring the modification changes. It's also talk about the modular design, loosely coupled, uh, easy to extend, reusability. And efficiency and performance is optimize algorithm, data structures, avoid unnecessary loop, um, how we can make the execution faster, also how we can manage the memory. Security is all about validating the input, validating from attacks, securing from attack. Also, when we are giving the information into internet, we should make sure that we are giving proper informations, confidential informations are secured, or access management is there, like the information which is required for particular users, they can only view their information, not for other users. And last one, I can say testability. We should write code in such a way that we can easily do the unit test. We should avoid writing complex logic or a big function within one method. It's better to break into a small functions so that we can isolate the testing. Now, understanding the performance. So let's shift our focus another crucial aspect of software development performance. Performance is not only the technical metrics. It's a key factor that directly impact the user experience and resource efficiency. When we talk about the performance, we refer how quickly or efficiently software respond to the user actions, also how fast it performs its tasks. So high performing software ensures that the user can complete their tasks swiftly without frustrations, which greatly enhance the user experience. We have many of us we sometime uninstall some application from mobile because of only the user experience, poor performance. Even sometime when we are visiting any uh, services or product or even e-commerce site, if the UI response is not effective or fast, we have that bad experience, and we know we will not go back to that website. So this is how it affect the company. Some common pitfall like inefficient algorithm, data structure, poor memory management. uh, when we say poor memory management means memory leak or excess memory allocations, overuse of bandwidth, which means like when we are passing large amount of data over the internet, it is insecure as well as it will give bad experience in terms of performance. Lack of optimization and scalability. So if the user hit goes up, or let's say if the user grows or the demand of the software grows, software should be capable of coping those demand as well. I'd like to give some example like a night capital group incident happened in 2012. It is a trading they have a trading website, and they lost 440 million just in 45 seconds. All of the sudden the user hit goes up, and their trading algorithm could not execute enormous trade, and within that 45 minute the user could not get proper response, and they make a loss of 440 million just in 45 minutes. Similarly, we have heard about Twitter fail whales. Like a long time, Twitter users frequently encountering fail whale. This is due to insufficient server capabilities, and I can also say there may be software design, so which could not handle the user search. So when there was a hike or surge in the user activities, there used to be a downtime. So these are some of the things that impact the brand value as well. So next slide, I like to share about GitHub Copilot. Definitely, almost most of the developers they might have heard about it. Is to start with the conversation about your code base, whether you are hunting down a bug, designing a new feature, you are stuck. GitHub Copilot is there to help you. It's not only about that; it has also improved the productivity of software development, and you can do faster 55% as per the data. And we will see how it will improve the code quality and performance. Now I would like to hand over Satya Kaki. She will be giving insight, and she will be sharing about the GitHub Copilot. Over to you, Satya.
Thank you, Rizwan. Hello, everyone. This is Satya Karki. I'm senior software engineer. With that, I'm Microsoft MVP and CSharpCorner MVP. I have nearly 12 years of professional experience in software development and data. Now let's start what is GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is a tool that uses artificial intelligence to assist developers in suggesting and writing code based on the context in a real time. It was first announced by GitHub on 29th June 2021, and it is powered by OpenAI Codex. GitHub Copilot uses OpenAI's Codex language model, which has been trained on a massive dataset of the public code repositories. It is trained on all languages that appears in a public repositories. For each language, the quality of the suggestions you receive may depend on the volume and diversity of the training data for that language. For example, JavaScript is well represented in public repositories and is one of the GitHub Copilot best supported languages. Languages with a less representation in public repositories may produce fewer or the less robust suggestions, or sometimes it may not be the correct. We have to check ourselves manually. The accuracy of the code suggestions can vary based on the language popularity and the diversity of the examples available during the Copilot's training. For languages with a fewer public available repositories and the usage, Copilot may not provide a precise or the reliable suggestions compared to the more mainstream languages. You can get the Copilot extensions for Visual Studio Code, uh, Vim, NeoVim, and the JetBrains suites for IDEs and Azure Data Studios. It is the world's most widely adopted AI developer tool. Furthermore, GitHub Copilot Chat is a part of the GitHub Copilot, using which we can chat and get a prompt response for our query. GitHub Copilot Voice is another part of the GitHub Copilot, which is very useful for those who have difficulty to type and get the suggestions from the Copilot for their program. So they can just ask the questions and get the response quickly for their program. What GitHub Copilots can do. GitHub Copilot suggests the code completions as a developer's type and turns the natural language prompt into the coding suggestions based on the projects and the context and the style of the conventions they are using. Whatever the type of the languages you are using and the pattern you are following, whatever the style you are using in your program and the context, based on the context of your program, it gives the suggestions for your code, and you can you implement that the suggestions and you can improve, and also you can do the coding fast. It optimizes the code performance, so that it identifies the bug and provides the fixes. If there is any bug in your program, you can ask for a GitHub Copilot for a fixing, so that it will suggest and you can implement that fixing into your program, and you can improve your the coding quality, and also the coding time you can save by save using this AI tool. It can generate the code documentations also. For your the code, we can generate the code documentation using it. It suggests the code, functions, classes, or the entire program. So we can utilize for that purpose. When we ask ask the questions when we are stuck with the bug or designing the some new features, then it will suggest, and that suggestions we can implement and do our coding fast. Beside this, GitHub Copilot generate the unit test. We can optimize. We can use it to optimize the SQL queries. We can optimize our methods, functions, and the whole program and the whole projects. It explains the code and the program also. If the older developer has done some program and you are new to that project, then you can ask and the GitHub Copilot to explain what does this functions or the method do. Then the GitHub Copilot will answer and explain you. So based on that explanation, you can understand that program if you are new to that project. Many big software firm enterprise company has their own coding standard, pattern, platform, libraries, templates, and the designs. They have their own guide and the documents. They follow their own coding pattern and standard for their product and application development. So for that purpose, GitHub Copilot Enterprise is there. This is for the enterprise context. GitHub Copilot Enterprise is train the model based on your private repositories. So we can personalize the answers that are grounded in your organization's documentations with the inline citations. We can keep the track of work suggestions, descriptions, and the helps reviewers reasons about your changes using the GitHub Copilot Enterprise for the enterprise business and the enterprise companies. Beside this, we can use this for the pull request summaries and so on. This is for enterprise and the big, large organizations to use it for their private repositories and the private software systems. GitHub Copilot Chat is another part of the GitHub Copilot. Uh, we can chat, GitHub Copilot Chat is a chat interface that lets you interact with the GitHub Copilot, and we can ask and receive an answer to the coding related questions within the github.com and the supported IDEs. The answers are based on your code context, based on your code and the real time you can get the answers. It's a combination of the natural language processing and the machine learning to understand your questions and provide you with the answers. You can ask the wide range of the questions related with the syntax, programming concept, describe the code, fixing, debugging, test case, unit test, refactor, optimization of the code, validations, and many more other purposes. Meaning we don't need to navigate to the internet for the solutions or the samples for our problem in coding, and the documentations and the code repositories and the other online forum also. We don't need to go and search there. We can directly ask the GitHub Copilot chat inside our favorite IDE or the code editors. It comes with the GitHub Copilot. It's a part of the GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot provides the intelligent code completions and suggestions. These are the features and the capabilities of the GitHub Copilot. It has the capabilities of the contextual understanding. It supports the various languages, extensions for the most popular IDEs and the editors are available. We can generate the unit test cases using it. It explains the code and the suggestions for the improvements also. It provides so that we can improve our code quality using it. If we are following the traditional style of the coding, and if we ask how we can improve or optimize it using the cutting edge of the style and the latest trend and the technologies, then the GitHub Copilot will suggest and provide the code sample. It proposes the code fixes if you need any kind of the fixing for your code. We can use it in answering the coding questions. Additionally, we can use the GitHub Copilot for the code documentations, and it's especially the chat based, so it supports the natural language and it's easy to chat and get the coding related answers within our IDEs. It is accessible for developers of the all levels, so anyone can use it and get the benefit of it and do the coding fast and improve the code quality within their favorite IDEs and the code editors. It can be used in customizations with the own documentations, processes, and the code repositories. So now let's go how we can get started with the GitHub Copilot. We can integrate the GitHub Copilot with our favorite IDEs. As I already mentioned, we can use GitHub Copilot in Visual Studio Code, Neo Vim, JetBrains IDEs, and the Visual Studio. For Visual Studio Code, we have to install the GitHub Copilot extensions to get started it. Once the extension is installed, then we can use it, and we can use it to improve the code, and we can do the coding faster. For Visual Studio, GitHub Copilot is a part of the Visual Studio now. Earlier, we need to install the extensions, but now we can install it as a individual component through the Visual Studio installer, as you can see in my screen. To get started with the GitHub Copilot, first thing is we need to sign into our GitHub account, and that GitHub account should have a Copilot subscription. Then we need to add the GitHub Copilot extensions, or in a Visual Studio we need to install it as an individual component, and then we can use it. So there are some tips to improve the Copilot chat results that helps to improve the code quality with AI assistant that we will demo in today's session later. To improve the chat results, we can use the / commands to quickly specify the command tags like the / explain to get the code explanation, scope the chat to specific files using the references, to review the source used by the Copilot to generate the answer, and we can use the different threads for each of your Copilot chats, so you can maintain the different context in each. So furthermore, so we can use some commands for the command tags such as a /doc for documentations. If we ask the questions to the GitHub Copilot and write the /doc, it gives the documentations for that selected code or the selected method. To get the explanation of the certain course, we have to just select that the certain code, and we need to write the /explain command, and then it will give the explanation of that code. To get the fixing of the code, we can use the /fix commands. To optimize the code, we can use the /optimize, and for help, we can use /help. We can debug the app with a GitHub Copilot and get the error, exception, stacks, and any other information to correct and fix it as well. Additionally, Copilot provides the detailed information in the CPU usage. Auto Insight, it provides the detailed information and the insights for the specific methods and properties such as string.concat and the many more other methods. With Copilot, you can ask the questions about functions on the identified hot path in your code, which can help you produce the more efficient or the cost-effective code and helps to improve your code quality. Copilot has access to the exceptions, call stack, local variables, and the code. By asking good questions or the good prompt based on the relevant exceptions data that you have and the exception, Copilot chat can provide the useful insight and the fixes for the issue. Then you can accept that the proposing fixes of the code and you can implement into your program. Furthermore, Copilot understands the call stack, frames, variable names, and the values. As a result, you can pose the detailed questions to debug the debugger-aware Copilot. Now we will go for some examples and the demonstrations. So for that, I would like to hand over to the rich one. He will be demonstrating and giving some real-life examples. Thank
Thank you,
you. Over.
Satya. Thank you, Satya, for sharing a kind of detailed information about what is GitHub Copilot, its features, how it can help to improve the code, to generate the code. So all these factors, if we consider, like it has a ability to write the code, which will help us to write the code faster. It has the capability to do validation, documentation, rectifications, fixing bugs, help us to write the unit test. If you see, these all factors will help us to improve our code quality and performance. How? Now, if we can generate the code faster, we will be able to save our time and we can utilize that time to improve those functions. Validation obviously related with the code quality, documentation, code quality, rectification, performance optimization, fixing bugs, code quality and performance both, unit test, both code quality and performance. So we will see how we can do those things. I'll open my Visual Studio. This is one sample project. You please ignore the folder structure and those things because it is just a sample. Also, how we can generate the code, how we can optimize it, how we can rectify, and how we can improve even the performance. Now, I'll just go here. There is an article model. This article model has already properties. So what I will do, just simply I'll remove it. It was generated just while ago. Now we can write simply a comment like this. Okay, create a class name called article with 10 properties. I'll just click enter. Now it suggested me article model class with 10 properties. Now if I want more property, I can add more, or I can write 10 properties including some necessary properties that I need. But for now, I'll just go with this default value. Now I can see there are some warning which might result into some kind of bugs. So we need to improve it and improve this code. Now what I can do simply, I'll just select it. If someone is having problem with this, I'll just zoom it a while so that we can see it clearly. Yeah. Now what I can do, I can simply select this function and I can ask Copilot, okay, slash optimize, please remove warning warnings. Now let's see how it work. Okay, I think it has already suggested something. Let me go. So the provided code is already optimized, doesn't need anything, doesn't contain any warning. Okay, let me go. All right. Sometime because of this zoom, we might have some issues. So let me go here. Yeah. So it is saying it is already the code is concise, efficient. There is no warning, but still I can see there are some warnings. Even we can use this GitHub Copilot chat also. I'll open this chat window. I'll just ask, okay, remove warnings, and I can tag uh, article, which means it will refer to my article. Let's see how this Copilot think about it. So it gave me a code that has no warning. So it is also giving some description. So let me go and let's preview it. So when we will preview, it has included this null factor if it is a code. So that's how we can even ask more question. Instead of null, we can ask Copilot, okay, can you assign a default values like string.empty or something like that. So this way we can keep on improving our code. So we can ask another questions and we can ask this to improve. For now, I'll not do much thing here because we have another thing to show. So I'll again go back to my solution. Now I'll go into infra. I want to create a application context here, so I'll just write db context, um, and then let me check whether it is suggesting the things that I need. I might need to use it because of zooming. I always get confused. I'll try to make it 100 again. Yeah. So when I click, no, Control Z. So it required some kind of using. I think it's required. Using entity framework by default it should show. Somehow this is not suggesting here in Visual Studio. By default it's suggested when we are having this kind of error. I'll just go up here and I'll do it manually using entity framework core. Now let me check here. Now it is already suggesting what I need for here. Now it also understand I have the model called article. So that's how this works. It works based on the context. So here also article is here. So I should be using this as a using log entities. It's I think it should have only the model. Yeah, that should solve the problem. And generally, it should suggest automatically. Somehow, Visual Studio sometime it might respond slow. So it is here. Now, if I want to create my CRUD operations, I can simply write here. First, I'll ask my interface. So I have here interface. So I can simply write here. Sometime even we don't need to write it. It will just simply suggest it. So just here. Now, again, let me again try. Okay, create interface for repo CRUD operation. So it has get all articles, article by ID, article create, then article update, delete article. If I keep on entering, it will suggest me somehow some kind of function. So here also we need reference. I'll add that reference. Generally, it suggests that reference automatically, but here I'm now using it model. So that's how I can do. Now let's say I want to implement this repository here. So I'll simply interface I repository. Now if I enter, it should suggest me the entire function. Yeah. So it understand my context. Based on that, it has suggest me all the functions I need for CRUD operations. So what I will do here again, I need to use using uh, a framework core. That's also I need, and another thing I need is using blog mode in this. Now I need also the common services because my interface is in common. So now my CRUD operations is done. Almost I did nothing much. I just my boilerplate code is almost ready. Now what I can do, I can write another. Okay, just for instance, I want to get all articles using edu.net um, with stored procedures. Let me check how it goes. Now it has suggested me the code where I can simply do my I can get the code using stored procedures. All the things are here. So likewise, we will be able to generate any kind of code, not only related with the entity framework. So I'll just remove this for now. Now I want to show something else. Now this is done. Now let's come to optimization and code improvement. So first thing is we know like code documentation is very most of the developers I have seen like they don't like to do, even I don't like to do it. So it's very easy here. What we can do simply we can select entire function and I can ask just I can right click and ask /doc. That's all I have to do. So it will do entire code documentation for me. I'll accept it. So my all the code documentation is done here. Now what I can do another thing. Mhm. So code documentation is another one factor. Now let's think about optimizing the code. Now this is one error log I have. I just created this function where I want to capture the log manually in a document text file. So this function contains the layer name, which will be the namespace, class name, method name, and message, and which I can reuse in all the methods. So this function simply what it will do, it will write the information into that file. Now I want to know whether how this code works. So I can simply I can ask it from here as well. Okay, this chat slash explain, and also I can give the reference. Okay, I need the my class name is error message log. Yeah, so I can ask to explain it. Now GitHub Copilot will give me a very comprehensive explanation what it is doing, what it has class, and the method what it does. Method is what method is doing. It is creating, appending, and all the details it will give step by step. It will explain our code. Error handling is there, performance concern. So this is where I want to highlight more. Now what it has done, it has not only explained me the code, but it has given me the issues and recommendation. So here is one performance concern. Reading and writing the entire file content is just appending new data is insufficient, especially for large log of file. So in this code, if you see every time what I am doing, if the file is already existing, I'm reading all the line and I'm adding the new line, which is very insufficient. If the file goes larger, performance issue will be there. Exception handling is not there, which is another code quality concern. Data formatting, code quality concern. Resource management, which is related with the uh, performance again. Now, what I can do, let's ask Copilot to optimize it. Okay, optimize, and I'll give the class name, my error log. Okay, and method name also I can give. Okay, let's give ask to optimize the entire class. Now it will optimize this entire file. Let's see how it is optimizing my code. It has used already try and catch, code quality concern. Let's see how it is doing. Now, so it has given me the improved code. That's great. Now it has even given the explanation, okay, what changes he has made and what advantage we are going to get from here. So since this code is already it has optimized, now what it has optimized, how it will impact the performance, and what are the things it has changed. So key optimization and change the data formatting, it has format the data. Path construction, it has optimized that. File writing, replace the manual checker, that's also another concern. Resource management, this is very important when it comes to performance. So it eliminates the need of manual managing the writer, that's another thing. It has also included the error handling, which will help us, code quality. Now this is another way I can simply do, like using chat. So it is a now I like to do in this way mostly. For me, I love just selecting and doing in this way. So I'll just click right, ask. So in that case, I don't need to give the reference because it knows I only want to optimize that particular block. So simply optimize and click here. So it has given me the optimized code. And if you see the optimized version, it has reduced the number of lines. At least 6 lines here it has reduced. Here it has reduced, and lots of reduced. Now my total line of code has reduced significantly, and it has optimized. Now lots of things has been optimized. What I can see, I don't need to rewrite. It has done several things in terms of optimization. Now another advantage of having this is now you can optimize multiple time, like in real world also. When we optimize the functions, we optimize one time. Now once we optimize after a few months or like even same time we find another way to optimize it. So again I can ask, okay, can you optimize it again? And for me to optimize it again, I don't need to do lots of research. I don't just need to write another command, okay, optimize it. So again it optimizes, and again it will give me the details of what it has optimized. Okay, instead of checking the directory exists, okay, here it has done, it has checked whether this directory exists or not. We don't need to do that because these functions already do that one. So it has used this instead of creating new stream writer, it has done this. So all the details is already here, what are the things it has optimized, and if I want I can just simply preview it. Preview is another advantage, like okay, it has again reduced some line of code and optimize it. So preview can help us to compare what it has done, the changes. I can accept it. So done. Now it has optimized a lot. So where it was and now where it is, and also the code looks much cleaner, which we can now see. Code is clean, um, code is quality, and performance is optimized. Now another one thing I can do, like to make it more, I can write doc. Okay, document it, because this will add additional layer on its optimization. I'll accept it. Now code documentation is also done. So this is how we can use it. Now I'll just save this all, and I have created some. There is a utility class. Okay, there are some methods I just randomly created from using ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to create inefficient or like poor quality of method, and I'll check how I can optimize it. So let's go here. Now let's just start with this one. This is one method. What is max? So what it is done, when we will put the list of number, it will calculate the max number. Okay, so I'll just simply select this method. I'll ask it to optimize and refactor with domain. Let's see how it works. Yeah, so what it does, optimize and refactor with proper name, so it understand. Okay, now it has suggested find max. So the name of the method is what is max. It is suggesting better to use find max, which is a, you can say, user friendly and easy to understand. So because of which I can easily, it's readable for me, so I can preview it, and I can accept it. So it will just find max. The function has become much easier, and I can remove this one. Similarly, if I say this line, I'll create a intentionally a buggy solution. I have another function for this one. Okay, factorial. Okay, so what I can do here, I cannot see my mouse. Okay, so I have another method here called factorial. So I can ask it, okay, someone from the test team or user found, okay, it method has a problem. It is giving a wrong factorial. So I can ask it, okay, fix. I don't need to even explain it, or if you have a context, better if you can explain, okay, fix this method having this error. So it will give more accurate answer. So here I will just ask to fix. Let's see how it works. It identify there is a wrong. Factorial means n into n minus 1, and my method was having n into 1, so I was able to find the bug and fix it. It's very easy to fix the bug. Now let me see this method, process file. This is another method. I'm not sure what is the problem here, but what I will do, I'll simply select here because I randomly select from the internet, find some inefficient functions. So I'll ask it, okay, optimize it. Okay, let's see how, what are the things it is saying. Okay, so it has optimized the method. Still it is writing, I think, some context. Okay, so what it has optimized, the best thing is it has given the explanation. Instead of using stream reader, we can use this, and it allows the faster file processing, which is we are optimizing. We can directly iterate the overall lines array for loop instead of using read line. This is another way of improving. Instead of checking the length of each word, length of word, we can use this one. So these are the method, like it is suggesting, okay, this is how you will be able to improve. So this optimization will improve the performance of code, reducing unnecessary method calls and also using more efficient readline techniques. So this is how I can improve this method as well, optimize. So I can even improve my code quality. I can optimize it both. So I will accept it and my code is improved. Now another one method is here. Let me see how is this. Yeah, this is one method. It calculates the this one. Now I'm also not sure what was the inefficient of this function. Let me just check my previously generated code. Okay. So you can check, like, this is how you can select the functions, you can play over it, you can ask to optimize, fix it, uh, you can generate the code, you can ask to document it, you can ask to explain it. So this is how you can do all these stops, and this will all will help you to, improve overall the quality of the code. So that's how you will be able to make the things faster. Now we did this all, and I think I'm already running out of time, maybe. So I'll just quickly do some consideration that. So since this is a co-pilot and this is learning, we should provide a proper feedback, and also proper uh, validations, those things, so that we can improve the inaccuracies and those things. Also there are some consideration which we can consider that as well, like it can have some potential risks as well. So do things you need to take up and do those things. So that's how I'd like to conclude my session. And if